coming out in the first play, thought we had a good play there. Obviously, it worked. Didn't win.
John, I'm sure you like to win on the bye on a win, but does the bye come at a good time? Back-to-back losses and things that have knocked on the heels.
I mean, it's gonna eat at me the next 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff to clean up. We'll put our focus to our next opponent and go from there.
Did you hurt your hand in the first half?
No.
Are you playing completely healthy right now?
Yeah.
Josh, what's to learn from this defeat? I know it's just fresh off, but what's to learn from this?
We got to take advantage of our opportunities. The ones I alluded to earlier. Some things that absolutely completely went our way, and it sucks when you feel like 2/3 of your teams, the offense and the defense, are doing their job, and you're the team not to pull your weight. It sucks. So again, gotta get in the film room and learn from our mistakes and move on.
Josh, you said the other day that through the first 4 wins, you didn't feel like you guys were even at your best at that point. Now with these last 2, is there a little, not panic, but is there a little bit of eye-opening right now to what's going on?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think it's things that we know what to improve on. We've got to put in the work and we got to do it.
Right on that 4th and 3 play, when you tried to flick it, you couldn't get your motion in on that play?
Yeah, I mean, I felt backside pressure. Trying to get the ball out, sometimes when you open it up when you're rolling to your left, that causes big hits, and just tried to get it to our playmaker.
Sean last week said that you felt like the offense, well, he said too cute at times. Joe kind of disputed that a little bit this week, but when you look at that 3rd and 1 call to Elijah, it doesn't work. Where do you land on the idea of the offense looking too cute at times right now?
Again, you run duo or throw a quick pass and you don't get it, that's a bad call too. We got to execute whatever Joe calls, and there's opportunities to be made and to be had, and we're not taking advantage of them as the players on the field.
Well, y'all got into some great rhythm coming out of halftime. James Cook got going, and then you was utilizing Ray Davis during some play action. Then y'all kind of like totally go away from that. What goes into the hot and cold with the offense?
I mean, the other guys don't get paid too. They're game planning just as hard as we are, and flat out they just play better than us tonight.
Josh, I'm sorry you got us something similar at the start, but after cleaning up turnovers so much last year to have a string of them now the last few weeks, is there anything defenses are doing differently to you?
No, I mean the one before half, again, ball gets deflected out of my hand. The one at the end there, you're in dire situations, ball gets deflected. So honestly, if I could take them back, I'd take them back. But yeah, I gotta be better.
Josh, you've been sacked, I think, 11 times this year. I think it was only 14 in all of last year. You're almost at that total. What's happening that is allowing the pressure to get to you?
I gotta be better. Protections, IDs, movement in the pocket, just gotta be better.
But there's also a source of reasoning that the receivers are not getting open quick enough. I mean, you're forced to look, and you're getting the pressure. Is that part of the problem?
I mean, you can beat man to man with a perfectly thrown ball and a well thrown ball, and we got to take advantage of those opportunities.
Josh, obviously frustration the last 2 weeks, but is there anything you can take from an optimistic standpoint to maybe see it turn around soon?
I think we were 3-2 last year, sitting at 4-2 going into a bye week. At any point you can have a winning season. Almost halfway through the year. I know we're not quite halfway, but I think you'll take those odds. Hey guys.
Try it. I never tried AQ, but I tried
explosive weapons. You know how no explosive weapons. Teams are supposed to be able to run out 300. They just don't match up the same. Even when y'all in trips. They just run in trips. The number 3 is
Okay, not the result we were looking for. I thought the guys played hard, in particular in the second half, fought through some injuries, guys stepping up. Injuries are not an excuse. There's no such thing as moral victories. But I did think that they battled down to the end right there, which I appreciate. Not good enough in the first half. Allowing them to be a two-dimensional offense when they hit us on some long runs, and then the receiver comes open, and so I thought we did a good job making adjustments at halftime on the defensive side, and limiting them in the second half and giving our offense some opportunities. Just not enough overall as a team. Special teams blocking the kick I thought was big for us. Obviously, I thought we had some momentum coming out of that, and then we had the third and short situation there with the ball on the ground. We got to be better there. So overall, opportunities just not good enough in getting the result that we want. We'll work hard at it. We got to figure it out. It's not going to be easy, but we got to figure it out. Work our tails off to get it done.
John, obviously the defense struggled in the first half, much better second half, but your offense, that's the surprise. Everyone just expects your offense to score, and it just was not happening. Can you tell us what was going on?
Well, I thought, in the first half, you look back at it, I think James had 7 carries roughly. So getting him into a rhythm, staying in a two-dimensional offense against a good pass rushing defense, we knew that was going to be important. We were off schedule quite a bit, and that can't happen against a defense like that. Second half, I thought we found a rhythm in that first drive in particular, and but then after that, again we were shooting ourselves in the foot there. So we got to be better.
So to that point, I think 3 possessions, you get the ball with a chance to tie the game, and you just 2 of those went 3 and out. You didn't move the ball hardly at all.
Yeah.
I mean, how surprising was it even for you? Because I mean, we're used to seeing this offense up and down the field, but it just wasn't happening.
No, it wasn't, and we got to figure it out. We got to dive deep into what we're doing, how we're doing it, making sure we got the right people in the right positions, and then the execution at the end of the day. So, but we got to start from ground zero and work our way back up.
When the defense put you, I mean, to Sal's point, they played better in the second half, but you give up 335 yards in the first half. You're almost putting them in a position where they got to play a perfect game in the second half. How do you avoid those slow starts defensively in the first half in particular?
It comes down to run defense, run fundamentals. They had some long runs. We had 8-man front called, defensive, fronts, defensive schemes called to stop the run. And when they pop a run, when somebody's out of their gap, we got to be able to make a tackle, put a defensive net on it, a secondary net. We call it a DB net. And then secondly, we shouldn't be out of our gaps to begin with. And we got to play better run defense, because that opens up then the pass. When you commit to the run, here comes the pass, right? So just overall a better start, and but it's never one position. And I thought the guys did a better job in the second half. I think they had 335 in the first half, to your point, 443 total, so about 110 yards total in the second half, and we knew it was their run and 5 at halftime, and thought we did a better job handling 5 in the second half. So we made some good adjustments, but at the end of the day, not enough.
Sean, you had the shot play to open up the game on offense, but the downfield passing seemed to really struggle. Have you been able to pinpoint why the downfield passing 20+?
No, I mean, again, we're on the bye now. We've got to look at it. We've got to spend a lot of time looking at this thing and figuring out what's going on and fixing it.
Sean, part of the, obviously he was under pressure a lot tonight. They blitzed you like crazy. But it just seems like part of the problem too is there's just not guys getting open for him. And he's holding the ball, he's getting pressure, he's running around, and there's nowhere to go with it. Is that an issue you've got to really consider here?
Well, again, like I said, you have to evaluate everything to make sure that we're looking in the right spots in terms of the coverages we're getting and in the quarterback's progression overall. I could feel what you were saying in terms of it was too hard tonight on our quarterback, and it doesn't need to be that hard all the time where he's having to run out of the pocket. Their pressure, I thought at times we picked up the pressure, and then at other times the pocket was getting affected early. So the Russian coverage, as you know, we talk a lot about that, and it was disrupting our offense too early in the down. Yeah, he popped his calf in pregame warmups. I don't know, I have not caught up with Nate. All I heard, Nate approached me and we were going through team warm-up there at that point and said that DQ was out because he popped his calf.
Coach, I know Coach, James Cook isn't the primary third down back, but in certain situations when he's in rhythm, on third down, why take him out when he's much more of a threat for you in that situation?
Yeah, no, it's a good point. We'll look at that as well over the bye here.
You guys weren't happy with the reverse call before, 2 weeks in a row, and it ends up in a fumble.
We can be better. We can be better.
Any other health reports?
I have not heard from our trainer yet. There's a number of guys, as you know, that came out of the game at some point. Some went back in, some weren't able to return.
John, the first half penalties in particular, I think it was 5, but the nature of them, the offside, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're beating yourself, just lining up on sides, right? Lining up on sides. So we police it during practice, and then it turns up in the game, right? So, we have to take responsibility for that and making sure we're not beating ourselves. I mean, that's step number one. Let's get lined up on sides. We made, I think, 2 big plays, and both of them got called back because we didn't line up on sides.
In terms of injuries and, to your point, figuring stuff out, how critical is the bye week this week?
Well, starting with injuries, we've got a number of guys that are banged up in there or came out of the game, and so that'll be important for us, hopefully getting some of those guys back. We'll see. There's no guarantee on that, number one. Like I said, I appreciate the way the guys battled to the end. At the end of the day, we've got to go back now, in addition to getting guys healthier, and we'll see how that goes, but figure out things on offense, defense, and special teams. We've got to start over and start from ground zero and figure this thing out and work our tails off to do it.
John, do you guys need to think about doing something with the trade deadline to bolster yourselves?
Yeah, that's a question for Brad. I'm not getting into that.
To your knowledge, is Josh playing healthy? Is he dealing with anything?
Yeah, I have not heard. I noticed some of the noise, I guess, after the game, during the game, but I did not hear anything from our trainer during the game on Josh.
Your guys on defense have talked time and again about starting fast. What needs to happen for that to be the case?
Play in your gap. Play in your gap.
Tackling is something that you brought up, guys in the locker room brought up needing to be better. How do you get better at that when you're a month and a half into the season?
Yeah, you keep working it. Keep working it, making sure we're executing the right technique. There's techniques that are involved in that. At the end of the day, run through a man, right? It's not easy. That's a good back. It's a really good back. At the end of the day, we've got to be better tackling as well.
Coach, care to talk about how well Deion Walker has been playing for you and what's to learn from this defeat?
Well, I mean, all of us, there's some good, as a rookie, he's doing some good things, but at the end of the day, there's some things tonight that I think he learned probably a hard lesson on. We've got to look at it, and I've told you guys before, playing good defense starts up front, whether it's run defense or pass defense, the ability to rush the passer, right? So the run defense starts up front. If we're a one-gap attack defense, you've got to be in your gap. And then are we fitting behind you the right way, right? And are we getting off blocks, using our hands to shed, and are we hitting the right angles on the way to the tackle? So it's fundamentals, and we're working on it. I can promise you that. We're going to continue to work on it because it's got to improve. But that's where it starts, and that's where playing good defense starts as well.
Last one.
Jordan Poyer's the type of competitor that, you can tell talking to him that this meant a lot to him getting back on the field. Is he the type of guy that could press people for some playing time at this point?
Well, you guys are out there at practice. You watch how he's been practicing from day one. Guy's a winner. He's tough. He knows how to play the game. All right, thank you.
Thank you.